We have to go back to the African-European history to tell the story of SHAER.
Back to the different peoples of Africa
who had to face the occupation of the territories,
the exploitation of their resources,
and who had to deal with the imposed colonial cultures.
Movements for independence emerged in the African continent,
and movements arose in Europe for more fair trade.
At the same time, people in Africa and in other continents demanded freedom of movement,
especially those who had to deal with decline of resources
and ongoing conflicts as a result of the colonial rule.
Today, farmers and workers still do not have a living income.
The added value of their products goes to the European country.
World trading architecture has strict rules on imposing tariffs.
African countries have adopted the market orthodoxy that led them to pare down states
and embrace global economic competition in which they are overwhelmingly the losers.
African farmers, workers, food producers, and other citizens
deserve an equal share of the revenue,
instead of being impoverished and staying in poverty
by Western companies and certification schemes.
Even those pursuing fair trade.
Just a little bit extra, just enough.
We have to stimulate a healthy Africa-European relationship
by constructing new socio-economic models
that position people in Africa and Europe in an equal trade relationship,
whereby the different pieces of revenues and environmental costs are equally shared.
Our mission is to create a movement of young Africans and Europeans.
Support the advocacy for ending Africa's paradox.
And at the same time, it is the world's poorest and arguably its richest.
We believe that Africans do not deserve poverty.
And we will take action to make this new paradigm
a new reality.
Hey everybody, guys, welcome back to Swahili Nation One Africa. It's good to be back after being on a break for 7 days. Man, we had a strike, guys. We had a strike here and we were out of our channel for 7 days. We couldn't do live stream. We couldn't upload anything. So it has been, quite sad, 7 days. But also it has been a beautiful time to reflect on where we have been, where we are, and where we want to go, and actually work on some things. So I cannot wait. I have so many videos to share with you guys. I have so many interviews that are coming up. But all that aside, today is a beautiful day. We're going to have an amazing conversation with one of the brothers that I respect so much. And we're going to hear everything, because even me, myself, here today, guys, I'm here to learn. I'm here to listen. I'm here to learn. Because the moment you stop learning, you stop growing. And I just cannot wait to hear everything from this amazing team right here. And you guys, you have opportunity to actually participate. If you're watching right now, you have questions, please prepare them, set them aside. We'll have a session for you guys to share your questions. But if you're watching after this live stream, I guess you can just leave your comment in the comment section. But before I begin, I just want to raise a quick word of prayer, and then I'll invite my brother here and we'll start this conversation. Oh God, I thank you for today. For this conversation that we're going to be having here for Africa, for the world, for humanity. Just pray that you give us your wisdom and your strength through this session from the beginning until the end. I pray all these things in your name. Amen. All right. Without wasting time, guys, please copy this link and share with somebody, because it's very important. I don't want you guys to miss this opportunity. Okay. We have been talking a lot about a lot of things, but I love the topic and the concept that we're going to talk about today. This is very special. It's very important. And if you've seen the intro video, I think you understand what we're going to talk about today. So I really hope you guys get a chance to understand, to hear out, and, and to just learn, because this is very important for, for our continent and our people as well. All right. Without further ado, I got to welcome my brother here. He's right here. Hey, my brother.
Hey, Mika. Nice to see you.
How are you?
How are you doing?
Man, I'm doing fine. It's a pleasure and an honor to have you here today on our platform and to have this conversation with you.
Yeah, the honor is all mine. You know, we couldn't meet in Addis Ababa during the Pan-African Youth Summit.
Yeah.
I saw your pitch and I was really impressed by that. And the same thing happened to you also when I had this presentation. So I'm very happy to be here and to share this idea. And I really appreciate, I told you that many times already. I have so much respect for what you are doing, all of you guys. And I hope from today we will start a collaboration that will lead to a final liberation of Africa, because it's time to stop talking but take action. We cannot waste more time. You know, we have been waiting for so long, but now it's time to go.
Yeah. And that what I really love about you. The first time to see you, it was, you know, during this summit. And you know, I was there listening to your presentation, and I was really moved and impressed because it's action oriented. You know, I'm really fascinated by, you know, whoever who is outside there wants to bring about change and actually do something about it. And also, I love the fact that you are in the Netherlands right now, and you've actually been doing like this amazing move, you know, to in a way, I would say, like, in a way, it's kind of like to reconcile between these two sides that they have, you know, really, how can I say, like a big bad history, you know what I'm saying? Like, I love the fact, the idea of the trade, and I think we're going to be talking about that today. And also love the fact that you're here pretty much with your team. You can see them here. I hope, I don't know if we should bring them right now to introduce themselves, and then we can continue a conversation with you. I don't know, how can we do this?
The way you want. You are the boss today.
All right. All right, so let's do this. So let's do this. Let me bring them here on the live stream, and then they can introduce themselves, who they are. And then after that, I'll put them down for a second. We'll have a conversation. Maybe we can bring them back anytime. So let me take this moment to invite. We have Alexandra here. We have Abigail. We have Rebecca. And we have Ruhama. Hey, guys. How are you guys doing?
Great.
I don't really...
That's a surprise. I didn't know they were online.
They're here. Hey. All right. Do you guys
Hello.
Maybe I should start with Alexandra. Do you mind to say hello, you know, to the team and to everybody who is watching here, and what you're doing and all this stuff?
Yeah, just a sec. I will start my camera. Just a second.
Oh, that's cool. Cool. Then let me go to somebody else. Let me go to Rebecca. Rebecca, do you mind to introduce yourself and let our people know who you are and what you're doing?
We call her Becky.
Becky.
Yeah. She's the one who set up our team in Germany.
Oh, wow.
Yeah.
That's good. That's great. And I can get hold of her. You're muted, actually. So if you wanna say something, you can just unmute yourself. Also, we have all right. She's right here. Alexandra. Hi.
Hey, hi.
Welcome to the family.
Sorry?
Welcome to the family.
Oh, thank you. Thank you. I'm so happy to be here, and nice to meet you. I'm glad to see some familiar faces here. Yeah, from where to start? I will be short. I'm from Serbia. It's the little country in the Balkans, in Europe. And I met Max last year on the project where we collaborated on a certification scheme in Ghana and Ivory Coast. And this year we came into contact again, and I decided to join this movement, and I'm so happy to be able to help in any way I can. And yeah, that's all.
That's incredible. Thank you so much. Thank you so much for that. Welcome. This is your family from today onward. Let me allow Becky as well to introduce yourself, and yeah, anything you'd love has to know.
You're still on mute.
She's on. Oh, we.
Oh,
all right. We can't really hear anything from you. But it's great to see you. It's great to see you anyways.
Okay, so I will tell you something about Becky. Becky is now she's in France. She works for a very big company now. They are based in France, but normally she's from Germany. When we met, she was studying in Germany. She was doing her master, and then she set up actually SHAER in Germany. I will come back on that. You know, we are trying to cover all European Union countries and then combine it with 54 African countries with your participation, Mika, and then we will move forward. We can move mountains.
Indeed, yeah, that's beautiful. I can't wait for that. I'm all in. All right, we have here. Oh, Rohama just left. What about Oluwatosin Abigail? Are you there too? You mind saying hi?
Yeah, hi.
Hello.
Hi, Max. Good evening. I'm Abigail. I'm presently in the Netherlands. I'm presently working on my master's, and I've been with Max since last year. Like we are together here in Wageningen, SHAER Wageningen, and yeah, we've been working together lately. Yeah.
And you're from Nigeria.
Yeah, I'm from Nigeria. Yeah, I'm from Nigeria.
Talking about the United States of Africa. So
yeah.
That's incredible. Really nice to see you and to meet you.
Yeah.
Ruhama, Masho, welcome as well.
Thank you. Hello.
All right. Yes, hello. We can hear you.
Myself?
Definitely. It's all yours.
Hello. Thank you.
Yes, we can hear you.
My name is Ruhama Masho and I'm from Ethiopia. Okay. My name is Ruhama Masho and I'm from Ethiopia. And I'm working on my bachelor degree in economics. And I'm
that's
really
what I started in
this team. I'm really on this
one.
We have a big
that's my bachelor
in Ethiopia right now.
Wow, Mark, I gotta be honest with you. You got a team. Congratulations.
Yeah. And it is a very small part of the team. So
yeah, it's great. It's great to meet all of you guys. You know, I really appreciate you guys for coming here and you know, talking to us. I'm gonna have just a quick conversation with Mark, but you guys stay right there. All right, I'm just gonna move you for a bit, but you know, stay right there, and we can have you again very soon.
Yes, you will stay in our heart.
I'll keep you down here in the dashboard. Yeah. We're together.
Okay.
Appreciate it. I'll talk to you very soon, guys.
Yeah.
All right. I feel bad removing everybody here. Yeah. But you guys, you know, I love you. Mark, I really appreciate, man. Like, this is such a great team. And now let's come back to you, man. Yes. You know, you're the man of the hour, and I would love to, you know, and our people as well, our community would love to hear, you know, anything from you. If you can say something as an introduction for those who never heard anything about SHAER or African Motion, you can say something about yourself as well.
Okay, so let me start by introducing myself. I am Max Kofi. I was born in Togo, and my parents came both from Guinea, Conakry, and Togo. And I grew up in Congo, Brazzaville. That's where I've studied medicine Yeah, I've studied medicine in Congo Brazzaville for 5 years, and I started very early with activism, and it was not well appreciated there. So we got ourselves in trouble very soon. And then I moved to France. I still had family there, and I've studied and graduated in psychology from France. But when I left Africa, it's not because I just wanted to leave Africa, you know. It was like I had some things in my mind. So when I was studying at university, I discovered the discrepancy between the wisdom of Africa as continent and the way people were living. So I've started making some research, and at the end I understood something. It's a game. And in a game you have two parts always. It's not only one part playing a game, you know. So I realized after having got the information on, you know, we all get it about slavery, colonization. So I realized that Africa was free from slavery. We have been free from colonization, but at economical level, we were at that moment and until today, we are still not free. And then I was thinking, why is it like this? And that's when I decided to go to Europe to make a research also, to investigate how things were going here. And when I arrived here, I discovered the whole truth, seeing how our raw materials were arriving here, creating wealth, people have good life and everything. So that's how we started. I've done different things in the Netherlands, for example, but I started in France and I moved to Belgium and I was very short in Germany. But those were very big countries where it was difficult to bring Africans together. So when I discovered the Netherlands, I stood here because it's a very small country, but where almost 300,000 Africans are living, and they are all from 44 or 45 countries, different countries. So that was very easy for me to bring them together. That's how I started. I've done different things in the Netherlands. I've been working in the educational system. I was teaching. I've been working in the private system or the private sector. But I was still thinking, it is not the reason why I came to Europe. I came to Europe to find a solution for the situation in Africa. And in 2011, finally, I have initiated Africa in Motion, the first organization, which was meant to bring Africans together and speak with one voice when it comes to policy regarding Africa. And then we progress on it and we start organizing concept for concrete projects, like how to involve African diaspora in development issues in Africa. So that's a bit the way I've been working on. And during COVID, I had time again to think about all these things. And I said to myself, look, all this project is fine. Entrepreneurship, knowledge transfer is all fine, but it's not going to change Africa. There is something very bad laying under this whole system. And that's the way Africa is trading with the rest of the world. And then I decided to create SHAER, the movement, to address the issue of unequal trade relationship between Africa and Europe. So that's a bit summarized, but a bit long, the whole story.
I love that. I love that because I was about to ask you the question that, what is Africa in Motion and SHAER? Are these two different entities, two different companies that you are the founder, and what are they dealing with specifically? But you just explained that. Is there anything else you want to add to that?
Yeah, like SHAER is coming from Africa in Motion. Like I told you, we started with advocacy, and now we are getting back into advocacy, but then really strongly. So Africa in Motion has different pillars. We have programs on agriculture, on entrepreneurship from the diaspora, trying to bring diaspora and make them aware about our strengths, even here in Europe. That's why I love your movement, what you are doing. If we become one, then we become powerful in Africa or outside of Africa. So that's what Africa in Motion is doing, basically. But SHAER is more focused on the trade relationship between Africa and Europe. And we want to bring radical change. Let me call it systemic change in this trade system.
Yeah. You know, that's what I really love. Even looking at this picture right here towards a strong and unified Africa, it's basically, you know, what we are fighting, and it's amazing that we are bringing two teams together today, you know, to talk about this beautiful continent and see how can we transform it. So yeah, let's talk a little bit about, you know, SHAER, because the presentation you gave the other time about the eco trade. Exactly. I was really fascinated, and I just wanted, you know, to have this conversation with you because I wanted our people to actually, you know, get a blink of that an amazing idea and to hear it out. You know what I'm saying? Because I think we need this information to go out there and our people to be to receive that knowledge that needed, so that we may step outside and do the action that is needed. So do you mind to talk a little bit about that? But right before that, I want to share something that you spoke about here on the screen. Let me just put here. I want to read this a little bit, and then I'll give you a flow to talk about. So this is what you said in this PDF file. The new generations can erase the stigma of an old world order based on the domination of industrialized countries over less developed ones, and the massive and uncontrolled exploitation of natural resources. Moving beyond rudimentary economic doctrines like capitalism is no longer a choice, but a necessity. Climate change and the growing inequality between rich and poor call for a radical change for direction. A new generation of Africans and Europeans can lead this movement for change. This is what SHAER is all about, to connect young Africans and Europeans in a new spirit of communication around shared values, respect for nature, shared wealth, knowledge, and unconditional friendship. This is what you say. I love this. I love this so much. And I had to write it down in the post, you know, when I was telling my people that I should join here today. I want you to talk a little bit about this, because there's just a lot of good stuff in here.
The story behind this, we were working on the website, and they asked me to write something. So I went where I live here. It's in a very small village. We have a river and a big forest behind, you know.
Oh yeah.
So I went in the forest just for a walk, and that's where I got this word. And I wrote it very fast. And I told him, look at this. And the guy was very happy with it. I said, yes, that is from the nature. But what I mean with this is like, you know, the situation in Africa, you have two things. People outside of Africa have like an understanding. They have a kind of view on Africa. Africa is poor. African are poor. They have problems. 2 months ago, I had a lecture at a school where they teach students from that school become teachers at primary schools. After my lecture, a young boy from 23 told me, Max, thank you very much. I wasn't aware that agriculture was possible in Africa. That's 2 months ago here in the Netherlands. So people outside Africa think Africa is poor and everybody is poor, but our one people in Africa, the youth, you can see it. All these people trying to reach out to Europe, trying to cross the Mediterranean. So this mindset is also in Africa. People think Africa is a continent with problems. What I'm doing is try to tell African young people, but also here in Europe, that the problem you see from Africa, the poverty you see from Africa, is not the problem.
Yeah.
The problem is the underlying reason of this poverty, which is the unequal trade relationship between Africa and the rest of the world. By the rest of the world, I mean Europe, the United States, China, India, and even now, countries as Brazil are coming inside Africa to take advantage of our natural resources. So this is what I was trying to summarize, and it's all based on this concept of capitalism. Like the raw materials should be very cheap, and then the end product should be very expensive, make profit. So that's something we should, they have done it. It was the same principle with slavery, the same principle with colonialism, and now we are in neo-colonialism, but focusing on this trade relationship. So that's what I'll try to explain. And I believe a new generation of African and Europe, you can see in my team, I am with European young people, we are African. I believe this is a generation of people who are striving to justice. European and African, both.
Yeah.
The new generation is not like the one who took us as slaves or colonized Africa. The new generation of European and African both want to change. And that's what I'm jumping into, and take advantage of this mindset, the new mindset, and bring them together to ask for change, because we cannot reach this change without having a critical mass of supporters.
Yeah, yeah. I truly love the approach that you're doing, because we have to agree that in this age we have a lot of Africans that are all over the world. I always say this, that Africa is one big family with 55 different children, 54 countries in Africa, and one diaspora, all Africans around the world. Right. And we cannot forget them. And when we talk about, for example, you're in the Netherlands, we have a lot of people in the European Union, in America, Caribbean, Jamaica, and different Brazil, and different corners of the world. Then if we really want to bring together, and we want to strengthen our continent, that there's no other choice than to figure out the better way to cooperate with one another. Because the big problem that we have right now on the continent is that the cooperation that is happening is not really 50-50. Like, we are the one that are always taken advantage of. And how, we cannot just complain about that, but how can we shift from a place of being taken advantage of, being exploited for so long, to the point of calling out the shots, right? To have a partnership that it will benefit both sides. And for us, as a people who are giving resources, will also benefit, and our people will get out of poverty.
Right. And the fastest way for that is to implement what we call equal trade certification.
I love
equal trade certification means that we are not negotiating the price of the raw materials like what's happening now. We should jump into another system in which we talk about redistributing the benefit made at the end of the value chain. So we have the raw materials that are needed for the industry in Europe, in all these developed countries, so-called developed countries. They have the industry for it, fine. Now, what we are asking for is like, you process the raw materials and natural resources from Africa, you make semi-finished product or finished product. You put those products on the market. After the sale, we share the money. That's what we call equal trade certification. Now we are campaigning about it. We start with the cocoa value chain, because the Netherlands, the country where I am now, that is where all cocoa from Ghana especially arrives. So can you imagine the government of Ghana in the name of farmers? So because the government sells the cocoa beans to the Netherlands or other traders, they keep something like 100 million euro or dollar every year from it. But when it arrives in the Netherlands who only makes semi-finished products from these cocoa beans, they make something like $20 billion every year.
Wow.
Only the Netherlands. When it comes to the world level, then we are talking about something like 130 billion dollars. Can you compare those two? 100 million in Ghana and 130 billions at the end of the value chain. That's why we need to demand the change. And this should happen because we have the most important element in the whole value chain.
Yeah.
You can have machines, fine. But imagine if you put money in machine, you will never have chocolates from it. If you don't put the cocoa beans in this machine, you will never produce chocolate. So it's the same thing with all our raw materials. So this is something we should stand up for. And that's why I like your story also. You are asking African young people to stand up. And now I am giving them a tool. This is something we should stand up for and ask for it, and we will realize it. Because our strategy is to put pressure from both sides, from Africa and from Europe.
Yeah.
When we will reach this critical mass of supporters, we will start putting pressure on European politics first, through the parliament. And they will put the pressure on companies. At the same time, if we organize ourselves in a very good way in Africa, showing our leaders of today, like, okay, we are not asking you for regime change. We are not asking for democracy. We are asking you to stand up as leader and ask for equal trade certifications. If they do that, I believe African people will tell them, okay, fine, now you can remain to power your whole life. And even after your death, we will keep on calling you president. Yes, because that is our problem. Our problem is in Africa. It's not the political system, the democracy. Because as African, if we even talk about democracy, it's like admitting that we Africans are not able to rule our own countries without having some external philosophy or way of doing. But remember, before colonization, before slavery, African continent has very peaceful societies. They were ruled in a very just way. So we have political system in Africa that goes beyond democracy. So it is to come back to the equal trade. It's like what I'm asking now, and I really hope you guys will participate, and you are doing now by inviting me, giving me this podium to talk to that much African young people and others. If we organize ourselves in Africa, we can put our leaders under pressure and ask them to stand up and ask for this. We need to share the benefit made from our raw material at the end of the value chain. And don't let people fool you talking about fair trade, talking about sustainability programs. It's about what's happening at the end.
I love what you said, Mark. And by the way, your name is kind of similar to mine, Mark and Mika. That's a good one. I love what you say. I want to ask you this question that a lot of people, they ask me all the time. They ask me that, do you think One Africa it's ever going to happen? And that's when we started a campaign of hashtag One Africa in our generation. And as I said, we want to focus on people, like bringing our people together. It doesn't matter whether we have a signature of every country, but as long as us as people working with other people like this, with you, my brother, and other African out there, we bring our people together, then we can have that One Africa. So the question about eco-trade, is it something that you see that it can actually be done? It can happen. To have eco-trade. For a long time, we haven't had that. It kind of feel like it's a new concept, but it's something that has always been in our mind, is what we have always been asking for. What do you think is stopping us from wanting that? What do you think the leadership, it seems like it's hesitating to do that? Why we are not taking step and to start that? Do you think it's doable? Or do you think, no, definitely that's why you have that, all those people who say that, you know, it's better raw materials not to send them out of Africa. They just remain here in Africa until we figure out something. What do you think about that?
To let this happen, there is only one thing needed, is like coordinate action.
Yes.
This is gonna happen, and sooner as people think. It will happen. In my one vision, I give just 5 years from now, from today. So write it down. Today is 6 June 2022. If we organize ourselves in the right way, 6 June of 2027, we can get Europe, America, China on the table to sign these new agreements.
Amen to that.
Yes, but to get there, we need to organize ourselves and take action. You know, sometimes Mandela says it. It seems impossible until it happens.
Yeah, yeah.
What our people need to understand, this action is not a bigger fight as getting ourselves free from colonialism. We don't need to take weapons, nothing like that. It will be a peaceful revolution, but we need to organize ourselves in a very concrete way. So let me explain that. We have 54 countries in Africa. Each African country has enough natural resources, raw materials that are crucial for the industrialized world. That's the first thing we need to realize. So we are rich. Africa is extremely rich. What we need now to let equal trade happen is to bring African young people together, create groups in every African country, all 54.
Yeah.
But we have this equal trade movement in every country, and then we start showing up.
Yeah.
In the coordinate manner. And we do the same thing from the European side. This is how we're going to put the pressure. At this moment, you don't see it. When you go to CNN, you see things about Africa is great, Africa is upcoming. We're upcoming from what? You know, coming up this in Nigeria, that oil, and we need to stand up. What people in the world need to see is one day we organize demonstration in Africa, in all 54 countries, or let's say start by 5, by 10, 20 countries, we just all appear with something demanding equal trade. We are not asking for democracy. We are not asking the politicians we don't want to remove them. We are just asking for equal trade. And we do the same from the European side. This is how we are going to show up. We need, by action, I just only mean showing up. It's very important for our people to understand that it's easier than they think.
Indeed.
Showing up peacefully. Just go somewhere, standing, organize a prayer. I don't know what, that is up to you guys. Think about how to organize this. We just need to show up and ask the world that enough is enough. Enough is enough. We don't want this trade system any longer. And we are asking for. So it should happen in silence and without trouble. And then we do the same in Europe. So it will happen. But if we don't do that, it will remain in our minds as a dream. We need to show up. It's very, very, very important. And organize. I'll give you another example. We are now in Europe. You have the European Union. They have a parliament. So you guys in Africa can organize a kind of lobby action. You ask all your followers. I saw you have more than 200,000. You bring this influencer together. Until the have 1 or 2 million African people sending the same letter to the European Parliament, believe me, they will get crazy.
Yeah.
It's never happened before.
Yeah.
Those kind of action will make people more than aware.
Yeah.
And that's where CNN will jump into. That's where the international media will jump into. And then we can move further. We are on the front line. We will tell them what we want, how to realize it. We need to do all our trade agreement when it comes to Africa and the rest of the world. And this is to talk about the United States of Africa. This is the way to do it very fast, because asking for this money back is not everything.
Yeah.
What is behind is that this wisdom should be redistributed among all Africans. You are Tanzania. Every time the government sells Tanzanite, this raw material, you should have your share in it. It's time for Africans to understand that they all deserve a share in the national cake. So every Nigerian in the world, in the diaspora, or in Nigeria, or in South Africa, anytime they sell oil or they get money from this equal trade system, it should go back to all Nigerians.
Yeah.
And this will make it possible for Africans to understand that they are living actually on the paradise.
Yeah.
So when we will reach that, it will make it easier to come together. And unifying Africa is not a dream. It's just to become powerful in the world. So that's what our young people should understand. We are not talking about unifying Africa just, you know, like, okay, we want to do something. It's very strategic to unify Africa.
Exactly.
Then with power. If you look at now at the United Nations, they have this Security Council. There is no one African country because it's not possible.
Yeah.
Tanzania cannot enter there. You are nothing when it comes to the Security Council of the United Nations. But if we unified Africa, the first decision will be like, if we don't enter the Security Council, we get off of this United Nations. We are not part of it anymore. We don't take us serious, we don't do it. So unifying Africa is more than culture. Our culture is fine, it's good. But
it's
we
beautiful,
need yes.
Yeah. You know, Mark, I first of all, count me in on this movement, Eco Trade, you know, and for any way that we can help us to bring that awareness here in Soil Nation One Africa, count me in anytime. I'm in. And this is the reason why, because we always talk about Africa is the richest continent when it comes to natural resources and raw materials and all those stuff. And I think that's the power that lies on Africa, right? And when you take an example, I talk about this all the time. When you take an example of Niger, the 40% of electricity in the France, it comes from Niger uranium. And in Niger, more than 83% of people, they don't have electricity. They're living on a dock. No. So you see, like the raw materials or the resources that are in Niger, they actually benefit somebody else outside. And it's because of this problem we're talking about eco trade. And you can see the statistics of every single year Africa is losing approximation of $50 billion to $100 billion every single year. Yes. Like every single year Africa is losing that. So you coming up with this initiative of eco trade, I think it's very important because you have seen, like, this is the priority. Priority is not about, yes, democracy, maybe it's good, but that should not be the priority. Maybe this is just trying to take our concentration away from focusing on what matters a lot. Yes. And that is trade, eco trade, to raw materials and everything that we have in Africa, that it has to benefit our people. And it's not happening. It hasn't been happening. And that's where we are losing. And that's why we are where we are right now. Right. That's why I love so much this concept.
Thank you. Thank you very much, because you get it. And to come back very short about Niger, did you know France uses uranium from Niger, but they don't use it only in France. They sell it to all Europe.
Wow.
It's not only for electricity. Without uranium, you can't treat cancer in the hospital. Without uranium, there are a lot of things that are not possible in the world. So equal trade will mean all this money they are getting from selling it, a part of it should go back to Africa. And this is what we need to ask our leaders. If you don't do that, then you have a problem. If you do that, you remain in power. Even your grandchildren will stay president. We don't care about that. So this is one thing, just to tell you, and it's happened with all raw materials from Africa. Take something very simple for women, because we have women in the group. When we talk about, shea butter. Shea butter, you can only find it in West Africa. So shea butter is being used in this beauty industry, and it brings billions. Only shea butter. So all raw materials coming from Africa are creating wealth outside of Africa. Take the Congo, this mobile phone. Imagine if every mobile phone, this one, normally in the shop it costs 300 euro, but we don't buy in Europe. We just get some contract. We pay every month 10 euro or something like that. Imagine. Without coltan, it's a raw material which makes this work. Without coltan, a mobile phone, a laptop, a satellite system, planes, nothing can work without coltan. So imagine every single phone that has been made in China, when you sell it, you send back part of the money in Congo. Will you have poor Congolese again?
No.
So this is equal trade. This is the biggest revolution in Africa ever. It's not about politics. It is human right. Africans deserve to be the richest people on this earth. It doesn't happen. At least we don't deserve poverty at all. That's all equal trade is about. We are talking about a very, very big change. And when I was coming back today, I was there all day. I had an appointment in The Hague. In the train, I was thinking, I said, oh, God, thank you. We are lucky this time. We can make a revolution without violence, just by using social media, working together with influencers, and coming up with very strong concepts like equal trade. So I was very happy for you. You should know that I'm so happy to have met you, and then now you decide to join the movement. Let's do this together.
Indeed, because that's. I mean, if we don't do that, then what else are we doing? Because us talking about one Africa, bringing our people together, there's different elements that we need to do that. Okay, we are bringing our people together. Then what? Are we just going to stay there? No, that means bringing our people together. It's having power, as you said, and having the power to demand and to want things to change, right? We come together with one voice that, we want equal trade. Otherwise, this is not happening. This is what we want, and we want it to happen. So basically, it's like you with the concept and equal trade, and us as creating this movement of one Africa. There's no other choice than us, joining our hands and actually work together to see the change that is happening. And I'm just glad.
And then tell the people we are not doing this. The powerful Africa I have in mind is not a power to dominate.
Yes.
It's power to bring peace in the world. It's power to share, because we African, we can share. If we have good life in Africa, people that are coming now in Africa, they will get even better life. So at the economical level, it's much better to have a rich Africa than what we have now. Think about migration. All these European countries are crying. Africans are coming to Europe, a migration here. In Italy, they are getting crazy about migration because of migration. So by equal trade, you could solve all these problems peacefully.
Yeah.
And then Africa, if we have our money back, we can buy expertise from Europe.
Yeah.
We just don't pay for it. So both continents will benefit. But at this moment, it's like, okay, how are we going to help Africa? Africa doesn't need to be helped. Africa is helping the world since centuries already.
Since the beginning of time, yeah. It's been sustaining the world.
We are helping the whole world. So that is something we should also let people know. We are not looking for this power just to dominate others, but to create peace in the world. Africa can have a very important role in conflict resolution in the world. Because this is something I don't like to tell it, but I have to, because people are listening.
Yeah.
This weapons industry, you know, copper from Congo, that's what they make bullets from. So if we control Africa, we can ban this trade and tell people, if you want to make weapons, you don't get this raw material from us.
Yeah, yeah,
we can tell America at that time, if you continue with your weapon policy, that everybody can carry a gun, we don't talk with you. We don't want any American embassy at that moment in Africa. If you continue like this. So Africa can play a very important role in bringing people together and creating peace in the world.
Yeah, indeed. Well, Mark, I have one question here from the Minister of Education here in Soil Nation 1 Africa. Mr. Nati is asking this question: how do we balance our import and export? Basically, the end product that we buy is more than we are exporting, which basically is put as a debt. It's a good question. Yeah.
It's a very good question. And thank you very much, Mr. Sampson. This is one of the questions that has motivated us to come with this equal trade concept. Because when we will apply it, we will get share in the end products. So if we want to buy the end products, we can afford to buy it. But at this moment, we don't have, we are only selling raw materials. So you sell your raw material for $1, and the one who is processing it will sell it for €100 or dollar. How can you buy it? It's very difficult. But if he put it on the market for $50, for $100, and we tell him, okay, $40 come back to me. So you put it on the market, let's say for €30 or $30, then we can afford it. So the equal trade system, this is a very good question. That's why we are reaching out also to African academics. We need to come together, create a platform of African academics and European academics together to make all this calculation. So by the way, now I'm asking you, if you know someone teaching at the University of Dar es Salaam in economics, please get us in touch with him. We need to bring all these African economics experts together. They are going to make these calculations.
Definitely, definitely. Well, I'm in touch with the vice chancellor of that university.
So please, tomorrow we'll call them.
I can connect you with, yeah.
And then the second part of the answer, you know, when normally people say, okay, you have the raw material, why don't you process it yourself? Then you don't have to face this import-export balance issue.
Yes.
But we shouldn't do it for 3 reasons. First, we cannot fund it. We don't have the money for it. Secondly, if we industrialize Africa the way Europe has done, the way the United States has done, that has led to this climate change, we will make it worse. The third reason is that there is another way that could bring more money to Africa if we choose for a circular one, like bio-based industrialization of Africa. Did you know, when I travel in Rwanda and Uganda, you see all over the place banana trees. From the waste of banana trees, you can create bioplastic. And today, in our world of climate change, bioplastic can bring us more money than diamonds, than gold. So we have a lot of biomass in Africa. We could process into very valuable products for the industry that could serve as raw material for industries, pharmaceutical industries in Europe, in America, in China. And that will bring us more revenues. And then we won't face this issue of balance, import-export balance issue anymore.
But Mark, let me ask you extended question to that. But don't you think that in the long time we should also have this thought and a plan for us actually to have those industry and those textures so that we may produce for ourselves, especially when it comes to a situation like right now, what's going on, with this war that is going on between these two countries. We always fall under the danger of being what is that, sanctions, right? If there's anything that is going not so well and you have your whatever relationship with another country, you might be sanctioned and you might not be even able to operate as you used to be because you still depend on them. So don't you think that in the long term we need to have this plan of fully being independent? At the same time we can cooperate, but then if something like that happens, it's okay. You guys, you sanction us. We don't need you either. We can survive on our own, and we keep doing that. What would you say about that?
Yeah. First, this sanction. It only happens because we are divided.
Oh, yeah.
If we unified Africa, believe me, then we are in the Security Council.
Oh, yeah.
Nobody can talk to us at that moment. You cannot want sanction.
That's true, yeah.
If we unify Africa, we will be able to sanction, like what I told you now. We could tell America, listen, President of United States of America, now you listen to us. If you go on with this weapons policy, we don't have any relationship with you. We sanction you that way. So you don't get one banana from Africa anymore. You won't get nothing from us.
Yeah, all of us together, you don't. Yeah.
What's happening now, it's because of the lack of unity. We are not political power, so that's a problem. And then the other part of the question is very important. We should choose for a cleaner industry, and that's bio-based industrialization. And like I told you, it brings more revenue than any kind of industry. And then because, like I told you now, we want peace in the world. So we are not going to sanction them, like telling them now we have our one industry, so you get unemployment in Europe. What they have now, they are trying to better it. They're thinking about better processing and fine, you do that. We jump into another kind of industry. We go beyond what they are doing. We make something cleaner. Because we African, we respect the nature. We are part of the nature. That's our philosophy. So even in our political actions, economical action, it should be based on the way we look at the world. So we have a choice to choose for a better industry that will bring more revenues, or again, copying what's happening now, that will take so long that we are going to lose one generation again. And I don't want that. We don't have that time. So we can better invest in this new generation, making the historical jump into a new kind of industrialization that will put Africa on the top of the world. That trying to, if you take a company like Nestle, who is processing chocolate, and it's huge. There is no one African country that can build an industry like this in less than 50 years. And we don't have the money right now for it. So first priority, let's try to get our money back. And then we sit down, relax, and say, okay, now
let's
we have
do that.
next step.
Indeed. Actually, when you're talking about this, I realized that, man, we actually lost a lot of money. Even all this, we say debt that we have. I think, those guys, they should not take any single money away from us, because those debt, I think we're the one that owing them, right? They need to give us back our money. But because we don't have this eco trade, it seems like we always beg. But in fact, our money always get away from us, and we are trapped in the debt, and we have everything that we need. We have every reason to be rich, but we are still in this. This is crazy. That's why the world is looking down on us.
Yeah, and again, the debt. Then you relate it to the United States of Africa.
Yeah.
If we unified Africa, and then how are we going back to Tanzania and say you have debt? Tanzania is not a country anymore.
Yeah.
We don't know this story of debt. You have signed a contract with the government of that time, but now we have another legal structure of Africa.
Yeah.
So from that moment when we unified Africa, all this agreement would fall down.
Yeah.
You cannot go back now to Serbia, like where Alexandra is, and tell them, yes, we had an agreement with the Soviet Union. Now you have to pay for that. They will laugh on you. They say, what? Soviet Union doesn't exist anymore. And the same for China. Now they are making agreement with African countries, these small countries, nation state. When we will unify Africa, we will tell them, sorry guys, we need to renegotiate, You had a contract with Congo, but Congo is not an independent country anymore. It's a part of Africa.
Yeah.
There is no president there anymore. There is one governor of Central Africa. And that guy doesn't know you. He never signed something with you. So what are you talking about debt? So that's something we should realize. And regarding to what's happening between Ukraine and Russia today, there is a very big threat for Africa. They're talking about starvation because we cannot afford anymore to buy wheat, for bread. But in 2011 already, the United Nations have made a research. And did you know that in 12 African countries, we can grow wheat without even irrigation sometimes? So we could have reached this level and be producing more wheat than all Ukraine and Russia together.
Yeah.
So, and those are all strategy, and that's why is Africa, unifying Africa, so essential. It's even not only political, it's about surviving. If we don't do that, we will not survive.
We can't survive. We can't survive. It's impossible. Someone here, Redeem, our sister Nazi, she's asking, could you say something about Intra-Africa Trade?
Yes. That's also a very good idea, but be realistic. Okay, you take one raw material from Tanzania. You name one.
Yeah.
Just tell something.
One, let me say like rice.
Okay, take rice. So what do you think? If Congo buys rice from Tanzania, what are they going to do with it? They don't have any processing units. Okay, if Tanzania buys now coltan from Congo, what are you going to do with it?
Yeah.
So trade within Africa is fine, but we need to have one unified market. And don't say we have one market between Ethiopia and Tanzania. That borders we don't need these borders. We should forget about it.
Yeah.
So there is trade. You wake up in Tanzania, you think, oh, I want to start a restaurant in South Africa. And you just take a train, you move to South Africa, you register the same day, and you start something. That's what I call intra-Africa trade. But not trading. At this moment, we only have these raw materials. We are not producing anything. Almost, just a few products we are making. How are you going to deal with that? So it's a good idea, but once again, it's not the solution to our problems.
So somebody here, Jonathan, he say, our brother here say, intra-African trade is in its infants. It's a shame. We import many food products from Arab states while they import the fruits and other ingredients from Africa to make the product they sell back to us. Yeah, it's ironic.
Okay,
it's
ironic. These Arab countries, we should also impose them the equal trade certification. So it's fine, you process this, but you won't sell it back to us, or we get a part of the products.
Exactly. Yeah, they sell even more expensive than what we sold to them. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah. So that's why it is very crucial to think equal trade certification and unifying Africa. This will be our salvation.
If I was the president of Africa today, you'll be the guy for trade. You'll be the guy, and that job is yours. You know,
right?
To change this.
Let them think about it. Ask them to call us. We can negotiate in their name. And once again, if they do that, we will ask them to stay on power their whole life.
as long as we have food on the table, as long as our people, they're not dying with hunger and poverty and all this stuff. I mean, what else do we want? You know what I'm saying? Like that's actually why you are there. And I just hope that this our leaders really get this into their heads. You know, it's very important because it's costing a lot of lives. Here's another question. Yeah, a free tax industrial zone in Africa a fair trade deal?
The idea of free tax industrial zones, it's mostly to attract foreign investment. Very good question, not for the question itself, but another concept I want to tell you guys. We are asking for everybody in Africa. When they have meetings about entrepreneurship, about industry, they are all begging for foreign investments. But did you know that actually we don't need that much foreign investments? You take a country as Nigeria, okay? More than 200 million people. So if everybody has the right to buy shares in industries or businesses happening in Nigeria, you can make this share more democratic. So every citizen has the right to buy a share in industry. So you can make shares with different prices regarding to the revenue of the people. So if we make that, we can already have our one internal funding system, and then we can ask foreign investment like, okay, in Tanzania, in our constitution, now I'm talking about the African people constitution. That is what we are going to say. You can invest in Africa, but not more than 10% or 15%, because the rest of the money is coming from our one people. So a country as Nigeria, how many people lives in Tanzania? What's the population of Tanzania?
Tanzania, it's approximation of 60 million people.
60. Okay.
60.
Yeah, 60. Okay. The government decide like, okay, from now on, from the day Max spoke to this channel, we decide that investment are popular. So everybody in the country has the right to buy shares in gold mine and anything. So Mika, you have now, I think if they tell you the share in raw material is like $50, you can afford it.
Exactly.
So 60 million people can afford $10. Let's say at least $10. So you're talking about $600 million. Ivory Coast, 1 year ago, the government has sold a gold mine to Canadians for $23 million. 1 year, 23 million only. While the country has 35 million people, they could have asked the people, you all bring $1, and then they have it. So this is another strategy, how to make investment popular and have more internal money, and then limit this foreign investments in Africa. Because when they invest, they get the profit back. They take it back home. And they say we're creating jobs. But when they stop, there are no jobs anymore. So those are things that's why the unification of Africa is so important.
Yeah, it's important. I love what Biggie, this is one of our hosts here in Swahili Nation One Africa, say, Mr. Max Kofi, we are the most active channel with actionable milestones for a change in action by going after the low-hanging fruits. We are aligned to your most high insights.
Yes.
Okay.
The low-hanging fruit is to come together and organize ourselves. That's very easy. You know, if we can get together in the right way and show up with just an example, one T-shirt, we write on Africa demand equal trade. If you can order it at Alibaba, it's like with $1,000 you can buy thousands of T-shirts. So those are low-hanging fruit, which we need to do now. We need to take action by coming together.
Indeed, indeed. 100%. And this is another question from him. So what do you think about Res 538 about supporting in the making of the second United States of Africa? I don't even know what is Res 538.
Yeah, can you explain it? The second United States of Africa. What was first?
Yeah, Biggie, what is that Res? You know, the matter of the fact, let me give you the link. Maybe you can come and ask, you know, that question, you know, shortly to the SHAER here. I think you have an access. If you have an access, you can come straight and you can drop that question to SHAER here. Yes. Let me go to another question as we're waiting Biggie to come. It said, what are the challenges of having the movement overseas?
In our side here. Actually, there are not big challenges. It's like having financial support to conduct this campaign, to make it really 24-hour day work. You know, the way we are doing now, we are working with volunteers, and we are trying our best and participating in big events. But actually, we should have the financial means to conduct this campaign like 24-hour a day all over Europe. And you guys do the same in Africa. So that's our biggest challenge at this moment. But the generation, the new generation of Europeans are ready to get this message and to do something with it, not only listening. But if we ask them to write a letter to the parliament, they can do it. If we ask them to demonstrate, they can do it. So that's the biggest challenge, how to make this a 24-hour work. 24-hour, 7-day a week. I should be free now to travel to all European countries and do nothing else than that. But now I have a job. I have to take care of my family. I should be free of those things, you know? And I have a team who is also free of this obligation. And then we can hit very, very hard. So we are counting on the support from Africa, because from Europe it will be difficult. And I guess you understand that. If we ask for funding for something like this, they'll say, no, Max, now you're getting really crazy, you know?
that's the face. I love it, because that's actually is one of our dream here, to operate like this channel 24/7. And right now we are just doing every single day. Some people, they do it for 12 hours, you know, they're hosting a show for 12 hours or something like that. But, you know, hopefully one day we'll have 24/7, because I believe that our people, they're craving for information. They're craving for platform like this, that they can just come and listen and just enlarge themselves, you know, and in their mind as well, fit their mind. We have Biggie on the line to come to ask the question. Biggie is right here. My brother, welcome.
Good morning, good afternoon, good evening. Welcome, Max. Appreciate that, man. I've been listening to you, just like you hitting every chord that I have inside of me, and you just put them in a nice perspective. And the inside of it, there's just so much information and coming to action. This is our plan. This is our ideas. And you come in and reinforce those, you know, with other ideas, insights that you put in. You know, this is incredible. We really appreciate that you came.
Yeah, thank you.
We really appreciate that. This is the brain that we need. This is the food we need. You know, this is the motivation we need. This is the actionable items that we talked about. And I mean, it's just a lot of information. I tried to take a note at the same time that you're talking, but my emotion and my mind kind of carried out just to listen to you, you know. And I just had this slight time to just type in those things to express what I feel, you know. And this is great. I really appreciate it. Now, talking about the resolution 538 is already is the final. It is so funny the way they wrote it. They said the second United States of Africa, and my question is, where's the first state? You know, I mean, you want to say USA, yeah, but it seems like they took somewhere our lines, and they tried to make a resolution to support it, to have United States of Africa. You know, I mean, it's just incredible, and I could share. You want me to share the resolution itself, the way it's written?
Definitely.
So
go ahead, bro.
So I mean, they have the other resolution that if we're working with Russia or whatever the countries, you know, they send that it's in the Senate. Now, right after that, they got this resolution so they can control Africa with one leader. This is my understanding.
Yeah,
it's like this is great. This is crazy, you know. I mean, and they wrote it.
Yeah.
And they wrote it. It's just
yes,
you know.
Thank you very much. I didn't know about this, and this kind of information are very important for us for this advocacy. Look at that is from the American Congress.
That's right.
Deciding to create a second United States of Africa so that they can control it.
Yeah.
It will never happen. They can dream of the kind of word, brother. This will never happen.
It is out, you know. It's out there, you know. It's just we got to we got to pay attention, you know. They will slip these fast ones, you know. And I don't know who's gonna be sign off on this, but again, you know,
I hope our leaders don't.
Yeah, they will always get people to sign, but it doesn't matter because that's what I love in what Mika was saying at the beginning, bottom up.
Yep.
We are going to mobilize from bottom up, something nobody can stop.
It's exactly, this is where the low-hanging fruit comes. You see, this from the bottom, we're laying from there and going up.
Someone asked me last time, say, Max, I think what you are doing looks like the Arab Spring. I told him, no, my brother, this is going to be 100 times bigger than the Arab Spring.
It's a lot bigger,
man.
You know, Max, one thing that I noticed ever since we start as an One Africa movement, and then we turned back and turned it to actionable milestones that we're going to achieve as One Africa. I mean, we're actively working on specific milestones. And I would love to hear more from you if I can align with you and I can bring it in a condensed version, but at the same time, assigning people, because I don't need 1.3 million people to collaborate on this, but we want to create leadership, a leadership that can take that idea, support him, and push our agenda for One Africa, for our interests. Every time we get ripped off, every time they want to colonize us right in front of your eye, you know, look at what's happening in Somalia and all that. So how can we stop that? We're not united. We're not seeing each other as one African. Even in my territory, when I have two dogs fighting, there's an outside dog coming in, you know how they react, you know, and we're supposed to be those dogs. We can fight inside. It's normal. It's growing and leadership. But when you have this kind of common enemy that's coming in, we should really have one voice and tell them, get the hell out.
Right.
You're not respecting us.
Yes. That's
You're
exactly
really undermining us.
Yes. That's exactly what I decided to do when we start this equal trade certification, because we can bring it to all African countries. They all can benefit. You take Somalia. Why are they fighting there? Something that the world doesn't know. Iran is taking its uranium from Somalia. And that's how they create this Al-Shabaab. That America is fighting in Iran, but nobody asks them, where do you get uranium from? So even Iran, we will put them under pressure. This uranium you are using, equal trade certification, my brother. You have to pay back.
Indeed.
Yep.
Yeah. If we got Europe, because they started with this. If we got Europe, China will align, because Chinese are very intelligent. They don't like trouble. So the most important now is to get Europe on board. When we convince Europe to change the way they are dealing with us, China will follow, and countries as Iran, it's just 10 minutes talk with this Ayatollah. They will also pay back, or we stop them. You don't come inside anymore. So it's both. And like you're saying, it's really true, bottom-up approach, you know, like mobilizing our youth, bringing them together peacefully, let them understand. This should be a kind of new religion. We should show them the paradise is here in Africa. You don't need to go to anywhere else. It's here. What will happen after your death, we'll see that. You will see yourself. But we want now, right now, in Africa, we can create it. So we can take this message to all African, all over.
Appreciate that, Mr. Mark. This time I want to bring in the team as well. The team have been here.
Your input, brother. It was great. I didn't know about the solution, but wait.
This is crazy. It's crazy. We're gonna talk about that begin another time, because this is.
Hey, Max, you know, from your name, you know, we're gonna be the Mad Max of Africa.
Thank you very much. So you can order the T-shirts already. Put it in. Mad Max. Mad Max people. Mad Max revolution.
Mad Max people. That's it. We're righteous. We want for our right. This is our right.
I call that a righteous anger. You know, the anger that lead us to demand for change. Not just the anger for revenge, but righteous anger is that anger that it drives us to seek the change that Africa needs, or that we need in our community. I want to bring in the team as well for them to kind of like shed, also throw some ideas, because these are people that have been working with you, Max. If any one of you guys, you know, have some things to share, you know, with the topic we're talking about, well, feel free to contribute. Let me go start with Alexandra Giovano.
Thank you. Okay, I will also be short, like in the beginning, but I will try to compare the situation in Africa and in my country, in Serbia. We have the same problem because our farmers are also producing some food like corn, wheat, fruits, vegetables, and we don't earn the amount of money we should earn. And for example, maybe you heard for the situation with Rio Tinto, because our country is rich in lithium. Lithium is used for batteries for electric vehicles.
Yeah.
And yeah, we try to stop them because it would be ecological catastrophe, for example. I mean, to name it like that.
Yeah.
And of course, the economic part is not on our side. Other people would earn more money than we would earn. So yeah, the problem is that our people is not very united. There is around 10 million people of Serbian origin in the world, approximately. So we are not really powerful. But what I can see here is that there are a lot of African people in the world, and you have a lot of power. I mean, if you decide to unite and if you decide to fight for a cause, you will be able to do a lot. So we just have to spread the word and to work on this matter because there is a potential, definitely. So just use that. That's all I'm having to say.
Wow.
That's beautiful.
Great.
That's amazing. Wow.
Yeah.
Thank you for your input. Yeah, it's great. It's great.
You never talked to me like this.
Yeah, we didn't have a lot of time, but we will talk more.
Yeah. Okay.
This is beautiful. All right. Oluwatosin Abigail.
Abigail.
Are you there right now?
I'm here.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes.
Oh,
What about
you?
Wait, where are you from? You said where are you from?
I'm from Nigeria.
Oh, my sister. How are you there?
I'm fine. Yeah, like, I'm super excited. Like, I'm super excited. Like, I think most Africans don't even believe there is hope for Africa. Yeah, we should start from that. Most Africans don't believe that, and specific country have their specific issues they deal with. But I think all of it are kind of similar, and they have underlying causes. Most of the things we are trying to solve in Africa are symptoms, which will not really help if we do not solve the underlying issues, the causes of the symptoms. And I see equal trade as one of a way to solve not the symptoms, but to solve the underlying cause. And solving the underlying cause, we actually, you won't see the symptoms anymore. It's like maybe when you have malaria, it's caused by a parasite. Now, if you keep treating the symptoms and you keep exposing yourself to have contact with the parasite, you keep getting the symptoms, and you keep wasting a lot of money treating yourself, which which is not, it's nonsense. It's and I think, and that's what most of the issue is, not just European generally, but let me just say Europe or any other countries, the Chinese, the government, what they're trying to do is just, let's help Africa, they are poor. Now they know the right thing to do, but they're just about giving out something. That's not the issue. Let's face the underlying issue. Not that this thing is not new to them. It's not new. They don't just want to do it. That's just the truth. But I think when we push further, like we press them here from Europe or any other part, and in Africa, I think there'll be a change. And not just we are not just pointing fingers to people here. Africans, we have our faults. Yeah, we have where we are not doing it well, where we are not doing it properly. And like Mark said, we don't need industry, which is true. There was a debate in school where some people say Africans need more fertilizers. We don't need fertilizer in the European country because we want we are about climate. We want people to eat well. We want good health for people. But Africa need more fertilizers and all of these things just because they can't produce their own food and everything. No, that is not what we need. We all have our system before, and it works for us. Because if you say you don't need fertilizers in Europe and Africans for that, is a means to also exploit us, because there will be fertilizer dumping, and all of those big companies will start dumping fertilizers in Africa, and we'll still come back to the issues that we are facing about climate change now. That is not what we need. Let's go back to this. Let there be equal trade where everybody have equal share of whatsoever is coming. What's partnership business? That's, yeah, we want to be shareholders. Let's restructure the value chain. Let's bring it down. And let's restructure everything. Where we have share, as Africans, you have a shareholding seat in whatsoever company that uses our raw materials. And also, it is beyond we just saying this. We need to come up with a very good economic model, and that is why we are here as youth. We're coming together with our ideas and how do we build this economic model that how can we make it sustainable and it can work for a model? Should we should be able to see the future, like in the next 50 years. What's our plan?
Right.
Let's build a model. Fine, we'll talk on social media, but we need a model. We need something like a blueprint to work with, and that is why we are all here as African youth. Then another issue is, as we're all coming together, oh, we want to do this, we want to do that. We need united Africans coming together and be one state. Another issue is also the strength of character. Yeah. As we do this, we should grow the strength of character, because we believe that most of the youths will become will be in leadership position one way or the other in the future. But there should be a place of, we also want to build strength of character, leadership capacity, not a mindset that will sustain whatsoever we are getting. Because somebody might ask, when we have equal share or equal trade of all these things, where would they go to? Won't they go to somebody's account and the person will just spend it, only the person and the family and everything? We need a strength of character where it will be equally distributed to every citizen of Africa. And that is what we should also look at. How can we come up with models to build character, to build mindset that can manage this? I think that's what I have to say.
Wow. Well, that's beautiful. Wow. I think you guys, you should be joining us here, every single day on our live streams. And these are just great ideas. Great opinions. Tomorrow is Tuesday. We have the show called Africa Traditions. It's hosted by one of our sisters from Kenya. And Wednesday, education in 21st century. We basically talk about education in Africa and how can we transform that. Thursday, potential in Africa, and everything about entrepreneurship, technology, and other stuff. Friday, it's just a weekly recap. We talk about everything that has been happening, the whole week. And Saturday, it's Diaspora Talk by Biggie, who is here on the line. He's the host. This is a show about diaspora and Africans. We're trying to figure out how can we bridge the gap and bring our people together, inside and outside of the continent. And Sunday, the Hidden Hand show, pretty much about Africa, politics and everything that's going on as well. So whenever you guys are, available, you can always come. This is your family to be here. And Mark, anytime there's something you want to talk about, you want to share, there's a campaign, you know where to come. This is the place you can always talk about everything that is happening.
Let me add something, Mika.
Yes.
When our platform started, we started, as YouTube, One Africa Movement, and then we get to know each other, and we start aligning ourselves. Mika is the founder to move this whole platform. Thanks to him, we have this opportunity to discuss all these different matters. Look at you, you know, I have beautiful people right here on the panel. I have beautiful people on the people that are serious on the comment section. We need this collaboration. We need this enforcement. Mika, once he got his show, that's his show. And then guess what? The rest of the host takes over the whole week.
Wow.
With trust. Trust, you understand? Number one is trust.
Yeah.
We are brutally honest. We want to talk about everything and anything because these are issues in Africa. And for me, right now, I've been debating in my mind whether we're going to keep AU or we're going to bring back OAU, because AU came after the independence of all African countries. Okay?
Yeah.
Decolonized. Now they said, okay, but now we're going to go AU. I think we still need the Organization of African Union.
Yeah.
That org will line us up to the next level, just the way we did the decolonization of all the African colonies.
Yeah.
So we have to rethink it. We have to be the organization for change. Because like she said, all Africans, the minute you talk about one Africa, I have to take about a good 20 minutes to explain the movement that was started. Now it's not a movement anymore. We're on it. So are you in? Are you out? You see, as an African, you're either African and you cannot deny it because you're born, you have the blood, and you cannot go any further without accepting your African. You're African, even though you have a specific nation you represent. Yeah. So that unity, we're supposed to be an organization for the African unity. You see, they took that out so quick because, you know, because you got independent, it doesn't mean the job is done. No. So the creation of Pan-Africanism was there, okay? And then it just went under the rug.
Yes.
No movement. It's until now. You see? Now we're talking about one Africa.
Yeah, yeah.
So we got to retrace back and pull back again and say, oh, wait a minute, you know? The AU is not organized. That's it. They have all this agenda, all these things, and they have some kind of template. They're going to run it. I'm not going to discredit them, but at the same time, they could do better. If it is an organization, then everybody has a job to do.
Right.
And they're accountable. The second one on my sister from Nigeria said, right, we need a boot camp of leadership.
Right.
We need a boot camp that's going to be an African by Africans, and to be really the Africans that they're going to be the future leaders. And we're going to teach them the low-hanging fruits for them to drop in and start going forward.
Yes.
That's what we lack. It's not about political situation. It's not a political thing. Of course, we're going to pay attention to some of the geopolitics, but we're going to drop down and have these representatives. They can have 10, 12, whatever that they can afford. Sponsor, we got 50 million diasporas out there. Some of them don't know what to do with their money, okay? But they really want to do it in Africa, but we're going to show them. So one of my shows is about interlacing Africa to begin with, and then interlace diaspora. Because if I have a good working Africa, the diaspora is ready to come in with intelligence, with the skills, human resources, name it. They will come in. It's just sometimes people get scared, you know, they see Pan-Africanism. Or they said, many never work. You know, they have that. I've experienced it with people even that were Pan-Africanists. And then when Africa comes and I explain them our movement, which is not a movement anymore, which is an action with a milestone. And they're like, oh, I never looked at it that way. So we need to push the agenda to create our future leadership the youth that's out there. We have brilliant. It's the way we're going to harvest our own African brothers and sisters that are, in fact, they are in the land.
Yes.
By the way, I've been here over so many years. My legion is still African. I'm still Ethiopian. Okay? Yeah. Nothing can take away from me because I knew this day is going to come.
Right.
So I don't have any attachment for any legion.
Yes.
My
so
legion.
Yeah. It's very interesting, this leadership boot camp. And then, yeah, that's an idea. Abigail is always talking about that. And I was also thinking we need a bigger platform to organize something like this. But now we have this opportunity. Let's do it together.
Exactly.
Okay. Yeah.
I agree.
That's what we're saying. Like 100% in for anything. We are right here. You know, we're going to work together to make sure that everything is possible. Because we can make it possible. Come on, man. We can make it possible.
Yeah.
We have everything it takes, you know, to make it possible. And we're going to do it. Because unity is power, and we need that. Ruhama Masho, I didn't give her a chance to, to share. Yes, Ruhama? Yes, hello. Your voice is a bit low.
Okay. Now?
Yes, Ruhama.
Hello.
Can you
hear me?
Oh, it's good. Ruhama Masho from Ethiopia. Okay. All right.
Yeah.
That's my home right there.
So as Mark stated, like, we don't deserve poverty anymore. I think it is our time to stand together and work together and make a connection together and stand for our Africa. I don't think that is not the time like to pay our debts. I think they must pay back our money. They must pay back our resources. They must pay back like our human resource. So I think it's our time to stand for our mother Africa and to build like a good Africa for the next generation. That like the generation for the next generation, they need to live like in a good condition, in a good standard of living. I think we have to stand for our next generation. We have to build a great Africa.
Wow. Thank you so much.
Beautiful.
Thank you.
Yeah.
Great. That's what we're talking about. Oh, well, I appreciate Ruhama for that insight. Beautiful. I appreciate Ruhama, Alexandra, and our sister here, Abigail. Yeah. Appreciate you guys for your insights. Yes, back to you, Mark. Mark, well, we're gonna have to close this session for today because this is just the beginning of many conversations to come. But you know, I would like to hear anything from you that you would like to say as a closing statement. And I think before doing that, it's better for me to share this video again, your video, and then after this video, then you can basically share anything that is in your mind. For those who were not here before. To know more about this, let me just share this video a little quick, and then and then I can give you a chance, Mr. Mark. Let me play this.
Yes.
I love this video.
We have to go back to the African European history to tell the story of SHAER.
Back to the different peoples of Africa.
Who had to face the occupation of the territories,
the exploitation of their resources,
and who had to deal with the imposed colonial cultures.
Movements for independence emerged in the African continent.
And movements arose in Europe for more free trade.
At the same time, people in Africa and in other continents demanded freedom of movement.
Especially those who had to deal with decline of resources
and ongoing conflicts as a result of the colonial rule.
Today, farmers and workers still do not have a living income.
The added value of their products goes to the European country.
World trading architecture has strict rules on imposing tariffs.
African countries have adopted the market orthodoxy that led them to pare down states and embrace global economic competition in which they are overwhelmingly the losers.
African farmers, workers, food producers, and other citizens
deserve an equal share of the revenue, instead of being impoverished and staying in poverty.
By Western companies and certification schemes.
Even those pursuing fair trade.
Just a little bit extra, just enough.
We have to stimulate a healthy Africa-European relationship
by constructing new socio-economic models
that position people in Africa and Europe in an equal trade relationship,
whereby the different pieces of revenues and environmental costs are equally shared.
Our mission is to create a movement of young Africans and Europeans.
Support the advocacy for ending Africa's paradox.
And at the same time, it is the world's poorest and arguably its richest.
We believe that Africans do not deserve poverty.
And we will take action to make this new paradigm
a new reality.
I love the end of that video. That's beautiful.
Yeah, the guy from Cameroon. Really?
That's, yeah,
yes.
That's beautiful. Yes,
it was very difficult to make because we asked, there were different places, Nigeria, Cameroon, they all recorded with their own phones,
yeah.
And we try to combine and make something, to make one of it. And that is also the name of the movement, One Africa. Yeah. That's my life mission. You was asking me for a closing word. That's what I want to say. I've been very happy to be here today. And I like people who were online to take this for me. This is my life mission. I've dedicated all my life to this cause, bringing Africa together and solving the paradox of poverty in Africa, because we just don't deserve it. And there are no logical reason for it in Africa, and also for all the conflicts we are facing. So I hope this is the beginning of collaboration between us. It's a beginning of organizing our people from bottom up till we build this pyramid. We will end with liberation of Africa. So thank you very much. And I hope to see you guys again very soon to go on.
Yeah, in that aspect also, Max, we really need help of collaboration and networking. And at any cost, like I said, we don't expect 1.3 billion people to participate in it. If they do, we'll have the record. And so, but the thing is, we want to create leadership. And me, Mika, and the team and the family knows that our leadership is going to come out of One Africa, Swahili Nation, because people are putting a lot of effort, a lot of time. Some of our discussion are very long, and they are passionate, and they are on the targets. And you can come in any level time of the conversation. We're not the people that's going to be. We believe we criticize the idea, but we don't criticize the person. So we have this respectful audience, respectful panelists that's coming in, and believe me that sometimes I've been told to translate some of our audience that comes in, because you can speak in any language, and we can translate it for you. But sometimes you get so passionate in it and so emotional about it, you forget, you just kind of suck it in, and then delivering it, making sure that you really deliver the translation. It's kind of hard, but really with your network, with our network, and other networks that we have, that we know they transmit the real African news by Africans, and they're there and underground. And these real informations will give us the the go ahead of interlacing each other in this network, in this fabric, and have our agenda, our chapters, our bills, our everything that we can write about, and form this organization, this tremendous organization, One Africa, that has to have this gonna happen and have really effective milestones to be hit.
Right.
And I really thank you on behalf of Swahili Nation One Africa for joining us, for giving us this beautiful rhythm. And those of you that participated on here, on my side, I'm very grateful. Very grateful.
Thank you very much. We are grateful too.
Thank you.
Yeah. Like I said, it's the beginning.
Yes, it is. It is the beginning. And I like what Yenatan said as well here, that linking like-minded people is what will finally get us Africa out of this current paradigm that does not benefit our interests. 100% agree to that. Yes. And once again, I appreciate Mark for bringing also your team with you. Yeah. This has been incredible time for me to just learn, to listen, and to see another perspective. And I'm glad that we brought you in, because now, we have this perspective of eco-trade, and it will be part of something that we'll always talk about. We've always been talking about this, but you coming today and sharing in detail, I think it changed the whole perspective. And, we are with you. We're together with you. And for anything, we're here for you. It's time to join our hands and to fight for Mama Africa. And so we really appreciate you. Thank you so much. I love you. And I can't wait for more to come.
Yes. God bless you all. Thank you very, very much.
Can I put one more note? One more note.
Yeah, okay.
Okay. I always said to all my teams, to everybody that I know, do not use the word confused, and do not use the word I hate. Confusion, you block in your computer, you block in your sense of living. You might say, oh, I didn't understand. I don't know. These are very easy. But when you say confused, you trigger something in yourself to get even more confused. You're not going to find a solution. And then when you say I hate, you should really ban that word from your mouth, because hate will kick out every love that you have inside of you. I just want to put that on a note.
Thank you for your wisdom. Yes.
Appreciate Vicky.
Thank you.
Reminding us with
Thank you. Yes, sir.
All right. Appreciate. I'll let you guys go.
Yes.
Thank you so much, sir. Talk to you very soon.
Yeah. We are together from now.
Yes, yes. But by the way, are you going to Rwanda in June?
Not in June, but I'm planning to do Ethiopia and Rwanda in September.
Ah, okay. Yeah. All right. Well, you know where to find me. I got your number.
Maybe I should come to Tanzania, actually.
That's what I'm talking about. I mean, you got somebody in here, so yeah.
And I also made a proposal in my message on WhatsApps.
Yeah.
To get you guys here in the Netherlands for a week, kind of seminar, because we need to sit together. But we'll continue that later on.
Indeed. That's beautiful. That's beautiful. I'm with you now.
Yes. We are together.
Yeah, we are together now. Yeah, till the end. I really appreciate and count me for anything. I'm in.
Okay, brother. Thank you very much.
Appreciate it. Have a good one, brother.
Yes.
Appreciate it. Yes, guys. Oh my goodness. Wow. That's conversation. Man, I just need to take a break a little bit because that was just amazing conversation. Oh my goodness. God, thank you, man. Finally, it happened. I wanted this, first time when I saw Mr. Mark, on the conference, and he gave a lecture about eco-trade, man, I just knew that I need to talk to this brother right here, and I need to bring to the family for you guys to get a little bit of a glimpse of, of what's going on. And I'm so glad that you guys have been here today, have listened to this. It's a time for action, man. And when you meet people like Mark who has actually doing action, doing something, the best thing we can do is, stand with, step right there, stand with, organizing, telling our people about this, and go ahead and to do some actions. That's what we can do. And here in the platform, let's keep talking about that. Our hostess from tomorrow to other days, let's remind people about this. Let's spread the word about this eco trade. It's very important for our continent, man. I'm telling you, as Mark said, in 5 years from today, June 6th, up to 2027, June 6th, this something has to happen, and that can happen if we all get together, we collaborate, we push this agenda to make sure that it's actually going to happen, and it's going to happen. So yeah, I'm just so grateful for Mark and his time to come here to join us today, to share the wisdom and the knowledge, and with his team as well. It has been just beautiful and amazing. So really appreciate, and I cannot wait to have this conversation more to come. Yeah. I appreciate you guys that came here. I see some comments here. Let me appreciate. Great conversation. Thank you, our dear guests. We're sincerely looking forward to our new working relationship and joint collaboration, One Africa. Yes, that's it. That's it. Not the Minister of Education is a great guy, Max. Oh, yes, he is. He is. You're trying to say this is why you go to conference to build network. Exactly. Yeah. The great Kilimanjaro. Yes, yes. I want to appreciate everybody who joined today here. The team, you guys have been there in the comment section. I appreciate you guys. Members, I appreciate you guys. And new people who came here today and joined, man. This is your platform. Appreciate. And our sister in the Netherlands, actually, I think I need to connect this sister with Mark. Mariette Dan Oden, Mariette, she's our sister in the Netherlands. She stayed there. She has been supporting us for a long time. So, yeah, Mark, I'm definitely going to kind of like connect you guys, because I have her WhatsApp as well. She's there in the Netherlands. She lives there. She loves Africa with everything she got. And she's always here to support, what we do with One Africa. So I think this will be amazing, incredible, really nice person here. Yeah. So guys, yes, I appreciate so much. I'm just going to raise a word of prayer to finish this, to close this. It has been a very productive day. And I'll leave you guys with the video that I started with to kind of remind you. The reason why I made that video is to remind everybody that this is what we planned in 2022 when we started this year. And right now it's June. We are at the middle of the year, and there's a lot of things that we have achieved so far. And this is just a little glimpse of what we have achieved and what we've been working with for this time. So I think this let this be a motivation to all of you guys that we are actually moving towards that change that we need to see. And the connection that we have, for example, with Mark here today, I think it will take us to another direction as well, to push the agenda of eco-trade so that our people can actually benefit with their own resources. I love one thing that Mark said today. He mentioned about, he said, we are actually living on the paradise. Like Africa is paradise. When you look at how much Africa is sustaining the world, how many countries are on a race to just come to Africa and to develop themselves, right? And now they call themselves developed, and we're still developing, right? We are actually sitting, this is the paradise. But unfortunately, a lot of people were feeling like we are in a hell, you know what I'm saying? And that's how like everything shifted and changed. But it's not. This is paradise. This is heaven right here. We got everything. And eco-trade, One Africa, this is something that can bring us back to where we deserve to be. We deserve to be in that place. Nobody is supposed to die because of food. Like you don't have food on the table. Nobody's supposed to die in Africa because of that. Let people die because of natural cause, but not because of hunger. Hunger, not because of wars, not because of all those stuff. And anyways, guys, I'm just getting excited. I can't wait. Anyways, let me just pray a little quick, man. God, I thank you for today's conversation that I had with Mark, his team, and Biggie was here as well, and the team in the comment section, everybody who participated. This is the Africa we want. all of us coming together with our different backgrounds, different religions, different personalities, different ideas, bringing our people together, have a conversation, and bring about change at the end of the day. So thank you for even this new collaboration and relationship that we have today. Pray that it will be just the beginning of redeeming our continent and our people. Thank you, God. I give you praise. In your name I pray. Amen. All right, guys. I love you. Appreciate it. Thank you for joining me. And once again, thank you, Mr. Mark, for joining me. And yeah, my greetings to the people of Netherlands and your people in the team there. You know, I'll see you very soon. And I'm coming there. I'm coming there, my brother. Appreciate, guys. Like, I'll leave you with this video. And yeah, that will be it from me. Appreciate it. Bye-bye. What's up, everybody? How are you guys doing today? Man, I can't believe how much days are running, man. We're actually at the middle of 2022. And I just thought, guys, I should come here to let you guys know of what we planned at the beginning of this year and how it's going right now. I decided to name this video A Journey to One Africa. At the beginning of this year, I remember I came here and I told you guys what we're gonna be standing for. I laid down pretty much the foundation of 2022. And the first thing it was that this is going to be a year of action. Love in action, peace in action, and unity in action. We ain't just going to talk, but we're going to put on the action on what we preach and what we talk about. And you guys remember that we have been doing that so far. Even my trip to Ethiopia, you guys have seen everything. I've been broadcasting almost every single day, more than 80 different videos ever since I touched Ethiopia to the time I leave. I was just doing every single day, guys. And not only that, but there's so many different actions that we have been doing to make sure that what we preach is what we do. In 2022, we have to be brutally honest with ourselves. If you want to see change, then we have to tell each other what is the problem, all right? It's okay to fight, it's okay to argue with words, but at the end of the day, we have to be honest with ourselves because we don't want to be hypocrites. If it's our problem, we have to address the problem the way it is. We cannot just point fingers at leaders, but we have to point fingers at ourselves that A, B, C, D, we are not doing right. And that's what we've been doing so far. After that, guys, we started to come with different campaigns. First campaign, it was hashtag One Africa in Our Generation. We have been fighting for One Africa for a long time. And if we don't have the targets, if you don't have the vision, if you don't have the point that we want to hit, then it's not going to happen. And we don't really want to have One Africa on papers, but we want to have One Africa between me and you guys. So we started in our community to make sure that we are opening the doors so almost everybody out there, want them to feel at home when they come to Swahili Nation One Africa platforms and to experience that, because that's how we connect and we unite our people. And so far, that's what has been happening. And we know that there's so many different things that we need to achieve. For example, having free visa, you know, within African countries, or on arrival, like you go to the country and then you get visa right away, you can just enter the country. Those are kind of actions that will actually help us to unite our people even more. And our focus has always been from the bottom up. All right, we care a lot those people from the bottom because we are from the bottom, you know what I'm saying? Farmers and people, most of the time we don't pay attention. We have seen that pattern most of the time in our politicians. Most of the time they just end up, you know, sitting in the office and they don't really connect with their people. And I'm not talking about everybody. There are those kind of politicians that are doing that, but our focus has been from the bottom up to make sure that we are lifting our people from below, all the way from the ground. And that's why we don't care whatever profession that you have. If you're a farmer, if you're a doctor, if you're a teacher, this is your platform because this platform is for Africans. And we believe that when we focus on the bottom up, then it's very easy for us to achieve One Africa, because at the bottom, that's where a lot of people are. In Africa, at the top, it's just very few people. Most of them, they're leaders, they're billionaires, but a lot of people we have at the bottom. Most of our countries are not middle-income countries, but they're low-income countries. And so we want to focus on them to make sure that we bring them up and we have that one Africa with our people. Later on, we introduced another campaign, #ProudAfrican, and this was influenced by my trip when I went to Ethiopia. You know, I realized that a lot of people, yes, they're proud of their ethnicity, their tribes, and where they're coming from, and that is good. We should be proud of all those things. But when you go to the countries that are actually facing a lot of challenges when it comes to tribes, then we have to be very careful how we address that. And so we came up with #ProudAfrican, that instead of hashtagging your tribe, something that is going to create this sensitivity, not only that, but it's going to create a little groups within our Africa, and we don't want to have that. Why don't we hashtagging Proud African, so that every single African out there will actually be included in this one #Proud African, be the change Africa needs, because whatever tribe you're coming from is Africa. My tribe is African. My tribe is one Africa. What I was saying is that whatever tribe you're coming from, you have to remember that is Africa, and you are included within Africa. So let's #Proud African. Let's #Proud your country. For me, I would say Proud Tanzanian. That means I include all Tanzanians with me. But because I don't want to leave other Africans aside, that's why I also say Proud African, so that all Africans may come together and realize that we are actually one. And that has been going on so far. And be the change that Africa needs is that our continent needs change. There's a lot of things that we need change. And you know, most of the time we're looking at the leaders, we're looking at the people that will bring change to what we do have. But you know, it's a time for us to actually be the change, because Africa is craving and crying for change, and that change is me and you. And now we came up with another campaign, #Change to Change, which means I cannot change anything if I don't change myself, right? If I want to change Africa, #Change Africa, then I have to focus on myself. I have to focus on changing my perspective, changing on how I see Africa, changing on how I see other people who are coming from different tribe, different religion, different race from mine. You know what I'm saying? If I change that, then I'm changing the continent, then I'm changing Africa, I'm changing my country, my society, right? These are different campaigns that we're releasing and we're coming up with to just motivate our people and to motivate every single one of you, to give you guys a little bit of a direction that this is where we're going. And so how are you gonna do it? It's up to you. You can figure out, you can give suggestions, you can do this and that, but for us, our job is to show the direction and actually to give you guys a little bit of example of how we do it. And I know that you guys have been seeing how we do it. We have succeeded to have live stream every single day. We have more than just one host. Before it was me, but now we have more other different hosts. So we have shows every single day. All right, on Monday I hosted different CEOs, YouTubers, influencers, and different interviews and conversation. And on Tuesday we have Tanzan. She's hosting the show of African traditions. Wednesday we have Professor Ezra, he's hosting Education in the 21st Century. And Thursday, we have Dr. Ebenezer. He always talks about potential in Africa. And on Friday, we have Pastor Ezra. He's pretty much doing a weekly recap of what's going on in Africa and in Soil Nation One Africa. And on Saturday, we have Biggie. He's talking about diaspora. All right. And on Sunday, we have Mwenda Tezi with the show of The Hidden Hands. And all of this. And also on Thursday at 6 p.m., we have another show, Swahili Session, hosted by Paul Justin. And all these things is in the mission of achieving that one Africa in our generation. And I do believe we can do that, because us, we have to be an example. We have to live by the example, lead people by the example. We can't just talk, but we have to do it. That's why we encourage one another, guys, please, let's continue to do it. Let's continue to be engaged in all these campaigns so that we make sure that we have that one Africa. And what I want to ask you guys is to be involved. This is the time not to sit down and to watch, but to stand up, to work, and to actually be involved. Because I'm telling you, man, it's happening, guys, and nobody's going to stop us. You have seen so many letters that we have written. We have wrote letter to colonial powers to ask for all the heritage to bring back to Africa, because our mission is protect and prevent the image and bring back all the heritage of Africa, and to decolonize the mind through authentic knowledge, and to create a bridge for oneness and a peaceful Africa. That is our mission. And every single thing, every single session we are doing, every single behind the scene and on the screen we are doing, it has been based on that mission. A couple museums in the United States have been releasing artifacts. They are going to release some artifact to Benin, and that is because one day we actually left our One Africa letter into the museum in the United States. And we sent some other letters into the Netherlands, a couple of the museums that are holding African artifacts. And we hope we can send to almost all the museums out there. And we release those letters publicly. And some of you guys, you shared to spread the word everywhere, right? We wrote a letter to some organization when our brothers and sisters were held in the Ukraine. And you guys, you know that they were released after that letter. We wrote a letter to President of France, you know, after what happened to Mali. And you guys, you know what has happened there right now. They don't have French troops anymore, and we've always been talking about that. So all of these are the actions that we have been actually putting on 2022. And there's so many other things that I cannot tell you guys. We're expecting to have our website very soon. I've seen already the sample of what is happening, man. The website is beautiful. It's amazing. You guys will love it. Next year, we'll be having our application. All these things are in the process of action and making sure that we have everything it takes, everything we need to achieve One Africa. So we're going to be everywhere, right? We're going to have branches everywhere. We have headquarters here in Tanzania, Dar es Salaam, but we're going to have branches everywhere to make sure that we connect our people everywhere, because we have so many resources in Africa, and that is human resources. More than 60% of Africa's population, they're under the age of 25 years old. That is human resources. And we're going to connect our people everywhere they are. Even those who left Africa a long time ago, and maybe they lost hope for Africa because of what has been happening in Africa, we are bringing them back. Not necessarily physically to come back home. No, we're bringing them back to One Africa. You know what I'm saying? We're bringing them. We want their interest. We want their focus. We want their investment to come back to the continent and to support our people. And that's what we are focusing on, man. And this is for you guys. This is not about me. It's not about me. It's not about anybody else out there. But it's about One Africa. It's about bringing our people together. We have been divided so much. The other day I was having a conversation with one of my brothers from Angola. Actually, the name Angola, it's not the real name of that country. The name of that country is Angola, which means the kingdom. You know, but those Portuguese, when they came, they changed it to Angola. Even the capital city is not Luanda, it's Luanda. But they changed it to something else. And that's what they've done everywhere. When they came to Africa, they changed. But they didn't just do that. Angola Kingdom, it was actually part of Congo Kingdom long time ago. It was one country. But they came, they divided it. And when you look at the map of Congo, map of Africa, you will see that some part of Angola is actually within the country of Congo. But when you look at all these borders that we have, it's actually one people. Those people at the border, they speak the same language, they understand each other, they're actually one people. And this is what we always say, that Africa is actually one people. And when we say One Africa, it's not a new concept. It's something that has always been there. And we want to bring our people back together. But because of colonialism, so people in Angola Kingdom, you know, they're speaking Portuguese. Here in the Congo Kingdom, they're speaking French. So they cannot really connect with one another, because until right now, they're still learning those kind of different languages. We have to bring our people together. And we cannot do it without you guys. I want you guys to be involved, like these videos, share our videos, and we spread the word out there so that everybody will know about One Africa. And that's what we need. There's so many other things that we have achieved, and I'm not going to tell you guys today, but one day I'll come here and tell you again, one by one. But by now, I just want to tell you guys that we are moving. A journey to One Africa has just begun, and we are going there, and we're going to achieve in our generation. Please be encouraged. Don't lose hope, because we're marching towards One Africa, and we're going to see it very soon in our generation. We're working for our next generation as well. We don't forget them. And we want to see better and strong Africa, not only today, but 20, 50, 100 years to come. And we are building a new system that will work for our people inside the continent and outside the continent. And nobody at that time will look down on Africa. And we are the one that we're going to change that by changing ourselves and stepping outside of our comfort zone and change something out there. Guys, I love you. Thank you so much for listening to this. And I'll see you very soon. Be the change that Africa needs. Thank you, guys. I'll see you next time.